Hello. So we are going to discuss how to do MLA format for your essays. So the reason I'm having you guys do this is it's one of the most commonly used ways to introduce or to header your papers, and this is also going to be crucial in a lot of your college classes. So I want to make sure that by the end of this course, MLA is almost like a second hand to you, and you don't even have to think about it as you include it into your papers. So the intro is based on the format of this page and the text included. So let's talk about the MLA header. So what you're going to include for this is your full name, so first and last, your teacher's name. Sometimes before it, it'll say like professor, or they'll want you to put Mrs., but I don't really care, you can just put Downing. For the class, you put English 2, or if you are taking history, you would put history, etc. And then the format for the date is day, month, year. I know you are probably going to have that itch to want to include a comma, but please don't do that. The next things you're going to want to include are a running title, and I have the directions on over here how to include that, and I'll show you right after this slideshow. And then you'll have the title of the essay, which again I have over here about how to include it. One thing I want to note is sometimes when you're writing an essay, sometimes the professor will ask you to have the title of the essay what your topic is. So if you're writing an essay on school times starting later, then that could be your title. However, in some cases, your professor is going to ask you to have it written as the actual essay itself. So they might say, this essay is a literary analysis, and they'll ask you to title it literary analysis. As for font, spacing, and page parameters, your font should be Times New Roman 12-point font. Your spacing is always double. I've seen some people add extra spaces after you already have the paper double spaced. Don't do that. It's basically unnecessary. Then you have the page parameters, which is just 1 inch all the way around. If you open up a Google Doc, it already does this for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this on a Google Doc. So I just hit create new document, and then it opens like this. This already has the page parameters set to 1 inch, so again, you won't have to touch that or worry about it. It's only if you go in and manually change it yourself, then you're in the wrong. So let's start with our MLA header. I'm going to type John Smith, just as a fake name so that you guys know it's a first and last name. Then I'm going to add my teacher's name, which is Downing, and then the class, and then the date. So today is actually August, but I'm going to put September 1st, 2020. So then you would put the day, the month, and then the year that sometimes the essays due, or whatever day you start working on it. Some professors are going to get specific about this. This date doesn't really matter to me. It's just the order of it. Again, no commas in there whatsoever. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my title. So I hit the I hit the return button, and then I'm going to put my title of the essay, and I just need to make sure that I put it in the center. So I'm going to hit my cursor to the left-hand side of the title, and then go up here and select the center button. You don't have to worry about tabbing or spacing or anything. It just automatically puts it in the center of the page. The next step is I'm going to insert my running head. So I don't need to click anywhere. I can just leave my cursor right here. I'm going to go to Insert, Page Number, and I'm going to make sure it's the one that has it in the top right corner. Then the number is going to pop up here. I will click to the left-hand side of it and then type my last name. For this example, it's just Smith. So then if I continue to type the page number, like if I have more pages, it'll just change the number to 2 on its own. I don't have to touch it after that. My final step is I want to make sure my font, coloring, and sizing are all the same. So I'm going to hit Command A. I'm going to first double space this. So I hit this little arrow with the spacing button and hit double. I'm going to change my font to Times New Roman and then 12-point font. The last step, usually this is like if you're copying information over from somewhere, you'll want to just make sure that the color is all the same. So you just hit the A button, and then unless it has this check mark, just go ahead and select that so that all the font is black and it's consistent. From there, you've just, what I did there is I hit the space button down and it had it as center, but I want to go back to the left-hand margin. And then I hit the type, and then this is where I can start my paper. And it's just like that.